This is Good Morning Iowa.
Good morning, Iowa, on this Friday the 13th. Yeah, you heard right there. It is just about 6 o'clock. We got a live look in Des Moines. Beautiful shot there, that Women of Achievement Bridge lit up. I'm Samantha Mesa. Thanks for joining us this morning. All new this morning, the benefits of reading out loud. How sharing a passion for books is helping one child build the confidence she needs to make her way. We are Iowa's most accurate forecast, Brandon. We can count on our viewers being loyal to you. We got much needed rain yesterday, a beautiful day today, and more rain potentially. You're winning. Just take a look behind us. How beautiful it is today.
Beautiful blue
it's
sky,
so
right?
Beautiful outside.
Alexa, play a musical announcement.
That was Indianola High School choir students reacting to their teacher, Miles Finn, taking away the final two options for the school's musical last fall. Videos of the reveal have been blowing up on social media, getting millions of views on TikTok. We advocate,
celebrate
with you, and strive to be that familiar face that you trust.
Local 5 News, your stories, our community. We are Iowa.
Well, today starts Hispanic Heritage Month in the United States. For many countries in Central and South America, the month signifies independence. I'm Samantha Mesa, proudly Mexican American, and for Hispanic Heritage Month, I am so excited to share with you our Latin and Hispanic communities, from our art to our love of culture, businesses, love of family, and foods. It's all coming up on Local 5 News.
Let's head back out live to the Iowa State Fair, joined by Samantha Mesa. She's going to share a little bit about her family's roots at the Iowa State Fair. Samantha, I had no idea that any of this happened. Oh my gosh, tell us all about it.
I know, it's crazy, right? Okay, so rounding out this last day of the Iowa State Fair, I wanted to share some family connection with you. So while this fair is my second fair experiencing all the great things about Iowa, when I moved here last year, Janu, this is crazy. I learned my great-grandparents met here in Iowa, and I've shared with y'all, I come from mixed family, Mexican, Irish, and French.
Hold both your fingers in the air like this, okay? Just like that, and believe in yourself.
I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. And we're supporting. Yeah. It is finally official. The NASCAR Cup Series will be held at the Iowa Speedway in Newton next year. The announcement comes after speculation from racing fans and a report from the sports website, The Athletic. Now, this is the first time Iowa will host the NASCAR Cup Series. We're going to check your traffic right now. I've got great news for you. Take a look at Des Moines, Ankeny, West Des Moines, and Grimes. It is a smooth commute in all directions, so your morning drive should be just fine. Breaking news, the Iowa Democratic Party will release its caucus results on Super Tuesday. That's scheduled for March of next year. Here's what we know right now. The IDP says Iowa Democrats will be able to register for the mail-in process starting next month on November 1st. Right now, administrators say crews are working to repair damage from a fire Thursday affected Iowa State's campus's cooling system. They say they've made progress with bringing the air conditioning back to residence halls. ISU says classes that can will be held virtually. Administrators are encouraging students that can to go home this weekend. Looking ahead, the trial for one of the suspects in the Starts Right Here shooting in Des Moines will continue tomorrow. Preston Walls is charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, and criminal gang activity. 18-year-old Gianni Dameron and 16-year-old Rashad Carr were killed in the shooting. Turning to Local 5 politics, Election Day is less than 5 weeks away, and 2 key debates took place yesterday to secure Iowa voters on key issues. One being the key race for the 3rd Congressional District between Democratic incumbent Representative Cindy Axne and Republican State Senator Zach Nunn. After 148 days, riders will go back to work today. That's after the Riders Guild of America voted to lift its strike overnight. On Monday, the union reached a tentative agreement with studios. So over the next 3 years, the minimum pay will gradually go up by a 12.5%. I'm told several of those asylum seekers have been sent to their respective destinations, several going to families in cities across the nation. Lawyers and advocates tell CBS 4 27 people, including children, were processed across the border fairly smoothly today without any major issues. Now the question is, what is going to happen tomorrow?
Let's check in with Samantha Mesa live in Jefferson tonight, where there is plenty of damage. Samantha.
Here at the Johns family home in Jefferson, everywhere you look, you see the destruction that this tornado left behind. You hear that generator in the background. That is the only thing keeping this family powered.
Local 5 anchor Samantha Mesa spoke with a family who lost their son to an overdose. They hope to help others survive addiction and find recovery in healing.
He had a full-time job, had a brand new car, had a girlfriend he was actually going to propose to that summer, and had been with her for almost 3 years at that point. So he wasn't a typical junkie on the streets.
Jordan Prophet was 21, on the cusp of creating his own life.
He was clean 2.5 years.
His parents say they almost lost him when he'd shot up years before.
We all rushed up to Methodist Hospital, of course, and when he came to, he just cried, sobbing, "Mom, I'm so sorry. I promise you, I promise I will never do this again."
But they did go through it again. One last time. His father found him unconscious in their basement after a fentanyl overdose. His other son, frantic.
Came rushing back upstairs, my other son, and said, "Dad, I can't do this anymore, he's down." Immediately rushing downstairs and seeing his lifeless body, and just immediately my protective instincts was get to him. He was face down, and when I turned him over, as sad as this may be, I already knew he was gone. I tried to revive him. He, like I said, there was at one point that I thought he was grasping for air, and I stopped and I leaned down to hear it, and nothing. It was nothing, and kept on going until the paramedics got there. They announced him dead at our home.
Jordan was turning to drugs, numbing the stresses and pains of life, a path specialists say many experience. And today his parents' hearts are heavy. Looking back, they recall he was going through a lot of loss during that time, and drugs became a form of self-medicating.
Jordan and his friends started off of marijuana, and it went to pill prescriptions, and it just went to what's going to be the next high.
Before his deadly overdose, he was sober almost 3 years. The turning point, losing his best friend in 2016.
He was the first one of the group of friends to go. And we should have, and I regret this, we should have kept a closer eye on him. I just had blinders on.
His mother, Diane Prophet, says that loss of friendship wore down Jordan's spirit.
We knew he was going through a lot. He just didn't know how to process it. And he went back to what he knew would take away the pain, take away the memories for that little bit of time. And it took him that night. That night, the dose that he had, that heroin was laced with carfentanil, which is an elephant tranquilizer. He went right away. He wanted kids, he wanted a wife, he wanted everything out of this world.
Jeremiah Lindman also knows this pain. He lost his brother to overdose.
He was extremely charismatic and charming personality, would just light up the room, full of smiles.
After losing his brother, Lindman then heard from a mother who lost her son to drugs. She wanted to celebrate their loved ones' lives, so he launched a map that tracks overdoses nationwide in the hope to prevent more lives from being lost.
There's still so much stigma of us, what a druggie is or what a junkie is.
His goal for the map is to break the stigma and to show who people were before spiraling into addiction. Lindman believes pain medication can become a crutch dealing with life stressors for anyone. A stigma further buries this hidden disease.
The stigma has kept people from going out to treatment. It is an issue. Treatment does work and recovery works, and showing compassion, to help people get there, I think will go a ways.
Now he understands there is no quick fix.
I don't have all the answers. I don't think anyone does, unfortunately, right now. I think we're still working very reactive. Pain can be defined so many different ways. Pain for other people is a lot of the mental issues and stuff that are going on in our society. And I think that's you have COVID and all sorts of issues that have been going on the last couple of years. It's just it's a bad mix right now.
Jordan's father agrees and believes the pandemic is making mental health challenges worse.
Because I feel that with the pandemic and just everything that came with it, losing human interaction, not being able to do the things that they were used to, they're leaning towards that gateway, that way to soothe themselves. And I feel that just with the stresses of it, workplace, everything happening with our lives right now, they don't know how to process pain like that. And what better way than to shoot up and forget about it for a while.
And Jordan's family and Lindman say this is not about a war on drugs. Rather, compassion is key.
Just be there for them. You can't change them. They have to make that step. But be there and listen to them. Try to reach out and get help for them.
And they want folks to understand addiction can happen to anyone and to acknowledge if someone is using, compassion could save their life. Today, all Diane has of Jordan is memories and a locket with his ashes.
He left behind 3 siblings that are really struggling right now. I mean, they both went through graduations without their big brother, and so many milestones that their big brother's not going to be there for. Not to mention that I'm missing out on what my son would have been. He had a home life, he lived in Urbandale, but everybody needs to remember, this is everywhere. This is in Johnston, this is in West Des Moines, this is in Urbandale, this is in Waukee. This could be your neighbor 2 doors down that you don't know is going through this.
And that was Samantha Mesa reporting. If you are struggling with addiction or know someone who is, there are people ready to support you to recovery. We have that information at weareiowa.com. As for the overdose website, the National Safety Council is interested in collaborating with Lindman to create more educational resources aimed at saving more lives.